My 16-year-old daughter sent a text to my boyfriend saying she's in love with him. My kids and I have been through a lot. I, 34 female, had my 16 female when I was 18. Her dad wanted nothing to do with us. Years later, I got married and I had my 11 female. Things didn't work out there either. In 2014, I met and fell in love with a man who ultimately destroyed our lives. Things were perfect until I got pregnant with our 5 female. For 3 years, he physically, emotionally, and sexually abused me and forced my kids to see things they should have never seen. I was dumb, didn't think I had a way out. My 11 female's dad was able to get her out, but my 16 female is probably the kid that was the most affected. I finally got us out of there 2 years ago. I've been taking all my kids to therapy, but 16 female has always refused to open up or even talk to them. For 2 years, we've been from therapist to therapist. I met a man right after we got out. He helped us getting back on our feet. Things turned to romantic over a year ago, but we've been taking them slow because I'm so scared of relationships now. He comes and hangs out with us and then goes home. Yesterday, he showed me texts from 16 female sent him, telling him that she is in love with him and that they're made for each other. She pretty much told him that she wants to marry him and have his babies. I didn't know how to approach her, so I figured I'll talk to her therapist today first. Then last night, I went through her journal. I normally don't, but I wanted to understand what's going on with her. And there she wrote things I never thought my kid would say. That my boyfriend is so hot and sexy, that she wants to fuck him, that she can't wait to have him inside of her, and that she wants to be pregnant with his babies. I don't know what to do or what to think. I will talk to her therapist, but again, she is a pro at sitting there quiet and not participating. How else can I handle this as her mom?
Yeah, I've already gotten a lot of tips, but seeing as you were a teen mom yourself, and how your daughter is already fantasizing about babies, please get her on birth control. Her conflating babies with love, affection, and sexiness doesn't bode well. I feel so very sorry for you. I think your daughter has got attached to the comfort your BF provides, and is interpreting it the wrong way. She has developed feeling for the first guy she feels safe with. Ask your BF to explain her why this is wrong. And that while he respects her feelings, he doesn't want to be a part of those feelings or encourage them. I think things will permanently become awkward now in your household as your daughter has now set a standard for herself. Definitely talk to the therapist again. A professional opinion is definitely needed. Whether or not your daughter talks to the therapist, this person can guide you. I think as your boyfriend, that needs to sit down and have a talk with her. He should set boundaries and explain he is a father figure and nothing more. First, repeating what everyone else said, mental health professionals are needed, and it seems like you know that. Question, are you present for her therapy sessions? If that's the case, unless the professional says it's absolutely necessary, you should try not doing that. If she has never participated and you have always been present, opt for her to have her own private therapist. In general, having her have a therapist that is not also your therapist or one of her sister's therapists would be good. Second, some of your surprise sounded more like it was about what she said, instead of who she said it about. A 16-year-old fantasizing in detail about sex with an older man isn't all that unusual. Not all do, but plenty have. Then add the trauma she experienced into the mix, and there is a weird confusion of hero worship mixed with budding sexual feelings. It's understandable even though it's totally inappropriate. When you do bring this to her, remember that her being interested in sex isn't the problem, that normal healthy development. Take your cues from the mental health professionals on how to handle the inappropriate stuff, sending unsolicited sexual messages to a man who is already in a relationship and who, even if he wasn't, hasn't shown interest and would be illegal for her to have a relationship with. Some ways it becomes easier to manage when you recognize that this is at least partially a consent conversation that we should be having with all teens. I don't even know what to suggest here, but I would advise that your boyfriend keep his distance for the time being. She doesn't need anything that will fuel this crush. I think he should also write to her and let her know that, whilst he cares for her, it isn't will always remain platonic. That her mother loves her and will always support her, etc. Professional advice is needed, and my amateur psychology takes are absolutely no substitute. Your daughter probably doesn't know what love is, in the romantic sense. She's seen a lot of abuse and rejection from men, and now she could perhaps be seeing the first worthy man in her life, at an age where she's going through teenage hormones, and wires are getting crossed. She might be lacking the knowledge that a relationship with a man doesn't mean sex. If he's acted well towards her, then she could misinterpreting all those signals. I'm not sure what the best course of action is, but I'm fairly sure that keeping him at a distance from your daughter is best for now. Whether you can maintain some kind of relationship while doing that, I don't know, but it's likely best on hold for a while. I'll commend him for coming to you with those texts, BTW. It can't be an easy situation to handle, and he did the right thing. You want him to be able to come to you with this kind of information. And, to be clear, I'm not saying this means you trust him with your daughter, but if she does anything else, say something drastic like turn up at his house, then you want him to be able to call you and let you know what's going on. Keep in touch with the therapists though. If your daughter won't open up, you still can. They can advise you on how to take the right precautions here in safeguarding your child. I'm gonna get hate, but I don't care. You need to stop dating. At least for a while. I don't care if you think you found the one. You're literally putting your kids through hell by going from man to man. Put your kids first, your love life second. I'm so sorry to read this, and I'm very glad that you got out of an abusive relationship, but, and this is by no way a criticism of you, why did you jump straight into another relationship? Don't you think that a break from dating, to concentrate on yourself and the children from the dreadful trauma, would have been better for you? I'm wondering whether your daughter is surreptitiously trying to sabotage your relationship in order to force you to concentrate on her and her siblings' well-being. It must be very difficult for you all, especially if she won't open up to a therapist. Her texts are totally inappropriate and perhaps are a desperate cry for help.